Welcome to Breakfast with Bob. We are ignited by Athlinks, and we're at the Blueprint for Athletes Leadville 100 mountain bike race. Our race director, Josh Colley, is with us. So, Josh, take us back for yourself. When did you you've lived in Leadville for how long?
I have. I've lived here 15 years.
What brought you here? And where'd you come from?
Came out of college in Kansas, so Flatlander, and I used to come out to, Colorado to ski and stuff in the winter. Yeah. And my wife and I decided if we're going to live in the mountains, let's go for it.
Let's really live in the mountains.
Really live in the mountains.
Yeah, and so what were you doing work-wise here in Leadville?
Oh, boy. Originally, I installed custom kitchens and wasn't ever in Leadville, honestly. I was over the hill where a lot of the big homes are, in Vale and Breckenridge, and I decided I'm ready to be full-time local, and that's when I decided to get a job right here in town.
So, and was this the job?
This was the job. This is right where I landed. I had raced the race a couple times in 01 and 06.
Yeah.
And I knew Kenny Merrily well, and my background from school was sports management.
Oh,
so it was a good fit.
And what did you take from doing the race into being race director for it?
I'm one of the few, I think, that moved to Leadville not knowing that these races existed.
Yeah.
So I moved here, found out about 2 weeks after. I was a mountain biker, that there was a 100-mile race, and it was just, intrigued me. So the following year I did the race, did it again a couple years later, and it's just such a commitment, which is, for me, it's awesome. And ended up my wife has done it now a couple times, and I can't wait to see my kids do it when they get old enough.
This is one of those events that is so important to the community. I mean, it's one thing the Chicago Marathon, yes, those are important to the cities, but this race sort of identifies, it's totally connected with the community. How important is that connection?
Well, that's the whole reason this race series was created. Yeah. In 1983, it was to help Leadville bring economy back to a town that was overnight the highest unemployment rate in the country. So when the mine shut down at the Climax mine, they had to figure out something to do. So fast forward to now, 33 years later, and I can't even get rooms for our staff in town this weekend because there's so many athletes coming to town, booking a year ahead. It's just kind of a success story for rebounding a community.
And now, besides just the Leadville mountain bike race here, people need to qualify around the country. How important has that been in terms of the awareness for Leadville?
Right, and there's two parts to that. They can qualify for a better corral. They can qualify to get a spot here, but they can still go through the lottery that we've hosted for many years.
Yeah.
But one thing it has done, it's brought another level of competition to the race, because now we're tapping into all these different regions, from New York to Tahoe to Austin, Texas, Barn Burner, where there's a lot of very, very good athletes located, and they're now coming here because they can go join their local kind of race and then come to the big dog here in Leadville.
Lifetime came on board and bought Leadville a number of years ago. How did that change the game for Leadville?
The biggest, I think, addition to the Lifetime edition was just the contribution they have. They really mean it. When they're called the healthy way of life, it is absolutely true in their mind. Oh, no question. So from every aspect, we are bumping up the branding, but not only the branding, but the offerings at the aid stations are better. The way we communicate with athletes are better. The way the timing's hosted, everything across the board.
What do you see for the future of Leadville?
Well, we're looking bigger and better. Every year we're adding an event here or there. So the stage race that we just brought into the mix this year is going to be very popular next year, I believe. We were a little late getting permits for it this year, so we didn't really get to market it much. But the feedback was incredible.
Everybody loved it.
Oh, they loved it. The 3-day format, getting to know the racers, having dinner with them every night with live music, and we had games going on. It was really a cool atmosphere. But besides that, we're looking to expand more qualifiers.
Yes.
Looking bigger, possibly into Europe and some other areas. You never know. So that's, we're aiming big. We're shooting for expansion.
When I was talking to some of the European guys today, they said a few years ago they never even heard of Leadville. The awareness among Olympic athletes and athletes who are doing, World Cup type races, and not just the awareness, but what they bring to the table in terms of the competition. How has that changed this race?
Oh, I mean, you can just see it from the last 4 years that the time has come down so fast. Albin's 6:04 course record time, we never thought that was attainable.
Right. People were trying to go under 7.
Right. Just a matter of 5 years ago. So tomorrow we could be under 6. We're getting to that point, and I wouldn't be surprised with the field we have this year that we wouldn't be breaking 6 tomorrow. It's probably going to happen.
Okay, you want to make a call? Who do you see winning this thing?
Oh boy, he put me on the spot. So, obviously Albin's course record, he's the only one to get, under 6:10.
Right.
Todd, the local guy from Durango, we love Todd. He's such a cool guy. Got 2 under his belt, so he's won a couple. Christoph is hungry because he's gotten second
3 times in a row. Yeah.
And then you got Christian from last year that led 70% of the race, and then it just kind of unraveled for him. But I think he probably learned from that, and we'll see what he does this year.
The other side is the women's side of this race Annie has really been upped.
It definitely has. This year, when I started writing all the scripts and the bios for the ladies for our meeting that I just did, I was just World Cup, Xterra, triathlon champ, and then the Olympians. I mean, it's just across the board. There's 5 or 6 women. Any of them could win it. Sally's course record, again, though, 7:17, Sally Bingham, that's smoking fast. So we'll see if they work together or if they don't work together and where we all end up tomorrow.
So what's the best part about being race director for Leadville?
I mean, you can't beat this job if you're a mountain biker or a runner, because we do produce a lot of running events too.
You got the running event next weekend.
Oh yeah, we got a big running event, and it's kind of our granddaddy. It's been around for 33
Since
years.
83 years.
Yeah,
83,
so you can't ask for a better position to be in. The backing of Lifetime, plus living in the town that I wanted to live in, and being outdoors with people, like-minded people like myself that like to ride their bikes and run. It's just couldn't be a better
Best
situation.
thing in the world.
Yep.
Josh, thanks for the hospitality.
Absolutely.
And thanks for everything you do to make Leadville great.
Thank you for coming up.
I wouldn't miss it again. This is Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. This is the Blueprint for Athletes, Leadville 100. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next time.